Hey warrior, picture waking up tomorrow with total command over every word you speak, every emotion you feel, every dollar you spend, and every thought in your mind. Sounds impossible, right? Yet, over 2,000 years ago, one man believed this wasn't just possible, it was the only path to true freedom. That man was Epictetus, born a slave. Think about it. He had no control over his body, his movements, or his circumstances. He was owned by another. Yet, he discovered a profound power that transformed him from physical captivity to one of history's greatest teachers of mental and emotional freedom. He taught that no one can harm you unless you allow it. Imagine choosing your response to every challenge life throws at you. No matter how unfair or painful, Epictetus didn't control his external world, but he mastered his inner one. His secret: you can't always control what happens, but you can control how you react. That choice is where your true power lies. And it's a power you can claim today. We may not be chained physically today, but how often do we feel trapped by our own words, moods, spending habits, or runaway thoughts? We blurt out regrets, let a bad moment ruin our day, spend money we don't have on things we don't need, or spiral into fear and doubt. What if the ancient wisdom that freed a slave could unlock your potential too? True wealth isn't measured by your bank account, but by your ability to master yourself. Real strength isn't about controlling others, it's about ruling your own mind and actions. And genuine freedom isn't having endless options. It's about consistently making the right choices day after day. Life gives you chances to practice this every moment. When someone cuts you off in traffic, that's your moment to harness your words and emotions. When you're tempted to buy something you don't need, it's a chance to master your finances. When your mind spirals into fear or doubt, it's an opportunity to take back control of your thoughts. The Stoics didn't expect perfection. Even Marcus Aurelius, Rome's most powerful emperor, struggled with this daily. Stop letting external chaos dictate your inner peace. Choose control instead. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." This isn't about becoming emotionless, it's about becoming unshakable. So no storm can throw you off balance. Your words, when chosen wisely, carry purpose, not impulsiveness. When you master your emotions, you choose how you feel instead of being swept away. When you control your money, it becomes a tool for peace, not a source of stress. When you command your mind, you author your thoughts, not fall prisoner to them. In the next few minutes, we'll dive deep into these 4 pillars of personal power. We'll uncover ancient wisdom that's more relevant now than ever. And you'll get practical tools to apply immediately, but you must commit to the journey. Each section builds on the last. Don't skip ahead. Follow me to the end. And I believe this can transform your life. Are you ready to take back control? Hit like if you're in. Comment below which of these 4 pillars, words, emotions, money, or mind you struggle with most. Subscribe, because your journey to self-mastery is just beginning. Share this with someone who needs it, because real strength starts with you. Write this in the comments. I am the master of my words, emotions, money, and mind. First, master your words, the gateway to wisdom. An old proverb says the tongue is small, but can spark great harm. Yet, many don't realize that words don't just wound others, they shape who you're becoming. Every sentence you speak either builds or erodes the person you aspire to be. Seneca, a towering Stoic philosopher, spent years observing the power of words in Rome's Senate. He saw careers rise or crumble with a single phrase, friendships shatter from careless remarks, and alliances form through careful communication. His deepest lesson, though, came from within. Your words define your character. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Seneca wrote, "This is especially true for what you say. Each word closes one version of you and opens another. The question is, are you becoming someone you respect? Recall the last time you spoke in anger and instantly regretted it. In that moment, you felt the sting of words slipping beyond your control, escaping before wisdom could intervene. Now, imagine reclaiming that power. Picture every word you utter chosen with care, not flung in haste. The Stoics practiced a simple yet profound habit, the pause before speaking, especially in heated moments. They paused and asked 3 questions. Is this true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? If any answer was no, they stayed silent. But mastering words isn't just about holding back negativity, it's about wielding positive speech with purpose. When you offer sincere praise, you don't just brighten someone's day, you train yourself to see the good in the world. When you speak words of encouragement, you rewire your mind to seek opportunities over obstacles. Your voice becomes a tool for growth, not destruction. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "Be like the cliff against which waves crash. It stands firm, and the waters around it grow calm." Your thoughtful words can be that cliff for others. In a world of snap reactions, your careful speech is a source of strength and peace. Try this for the next 7 days. Before speaking in any emotional moment, take 3 deep breaths. First breath, ask what you're feeling. Second, consider the other person's emotions. Third, choose words that serve the highest good for all. This habit will transform your relationships. The magic of controlled speech is its ripple effect. When you speak with intention, people respond differently. They listen more, trust you deeper, and seek you out. This isn't manipulation, it's the natural outcome of becoming someone worth hearing. Perhaps the greatest power of mastering your words is how it shapes your relationship with yourself. Each time you keep a spoken promise, you build self-trust. Each time you speak kindly of yourself, you reinforce your self-image. Each time you refuse to gossip or complain, you focus your energy on what you can control. Your words don't just express thoughts, they shape them. When you consistently speak of possibility, gratitude, and wisdom, your mind aligns with those truths. You become what you say most often. Your voice is the bridge between your inner world and the outer one, and mastering it directs the flow of your energy. Tomorrow, we'll explore how this principle applies to your emotional world. Affirm this daily reminder, I speak with purpose, not from fleeting impulses. Your words can build a life of intention. Starting now, imagine waking each morning to find someone else controlling the weather in your mind. Some days, they bring storms of anger, others, a fog of sadness, and on rare days, bright joy. This is how many live, swayed by external events. But the Stoics, over 2,000 years ago, knew you're not a victim of your emotions. You create them. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, endured unimaginable horrors in Nazi camps. Amid darkness, he uncovered a truth echoing Stoic wisdom. Between every stimulus and your response lies a space. In that space, you hold the power to choose your reaction. And in that choice lies your growth and freedom. Picture that space right now. Between every event and your emotional response, there's a fleeting moment where you have total control to choose. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire, valuing what you have, accepting what you can't change, and working tirelessly on what you can control. Mastering this discipline turns your emotions into a finely tuned instrument you play, not a wild storm that engulfs you. Here's a mind-blowing truth. Your emotions aren't facts, they're interpretations. When someone doesn't text back, the situation is neutral, but your mind spins a story of rejection or neglect. What if you chose a different story? Maybe they're busy, their phone died, or they're planning something special. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. Writing, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength. He saw challenges as chances to hone emotional control. Try this powerful exercise now. Think of something bothering you recently. Ask yourself, what story am I telling about this? Is there another way to see it? Which interpretation serves my highest good? You'll find you've been the author of your emotional experience all along, just unaware you were writing the script. Mastering your emotions isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything's fine. It's about choosing responses that empower you rather than drain you. When anger arises, instead of suppressing or exploding, channel it into positive change. When sadness hits, let it connect you to your humanity and compassion for others. The Stoics had a brilliant habit called the evening reflection. Each night, they reviewed their day, asking, what emotions did I feel today, which helped me, and which controlled me? How can I respond better tomorrow? This practice builds a foundation for emotional mastery over time. As you practice emotional mastery, you stop fearing your feelings because you know you can guide them. You no longer shy away from tough situations, trusting your ability to navigate them. You become a steady anchor amidst others' emotional storms, making you invaluable in relationships and work. Every emotion you feel is a signal, not a command. Anger tells you something matters to you. Fear signals a need for caution. Sadness reveals what you value. But no emotion gets to dictate your actions. You're the one in charge. Learning to read and respond to your inner weather. Think of your emotions as an internal weather system. Like a skilled meteorologist, you can learn to predict, prepare, and even influence the climate of your mind. Comment below if you're ready to take charge of your emotional world. I control my emotions. They don't control me. Number 3. Mastering money. The tool of freedom. Money reveals who you are more than almost anything else. It's not just currency, it's crystallized time, energy, and choice. How you handle it determines whether you live free or enslaved to your own desires. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, wrote, "It's not the person with little who's poor, but the one who craves more." This wasn't just philosophy for him, he lived it. Despite his riches, he'd sleep on the floor and eat simple meals to remind himself Happiness doesn't depend on luxury. Here's a hard truth most avoid. If you can't control your spending, you can't control your life. Every purchase either moves you toward freedom or deeper into dependency. There's no middle ground. But mastering money isn't about being stingy, it's about aligning spending with your values. When you spend to chase fleeting emotions, boredom, sadness, or the need to impress, money controls you. When you spend on what truly adds value to your life or serves others, you're the one in charge. The Stoics practiced preferred indifference, valuing money without letting it define your worth or happiness. Think of your last impulse, buy. Maybe it's sitting unused in a corner. What were you really chasing? The item itself, or a feeling of status, comfort, or excitement? Try this game changer. Before buying anything non-essential, pause and ask, what am I truly trying to buy here? Often, you'll find the answer isn't the item, but an emotion or experience. Seek that feeling without spending first, and you may realize you don't need the purchase. Mastering money goes beyond spending. It's about creating value through your work and service to others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake, reluctant to rise, recall you're rising to do the work of a human being. When you see work as service, not just a paycheck, you bring excellence that naturally leads to financial rewards." This shift transforms how you earn and spend. Here's a practice that reshaped my financial life. Track not just where your money goes, but how you feel after spending it. Make 3 columns: what you bought, why you bought it, and how it felt afterward. You'll uncover patterns no budgeting app can reveal. I found that purchases tied to my values, like books for growth, time with loved ones, or tools to serve others, brought lasting satisfaction. Impulse buys driven by status or fleeting emotions left me empty or regretful. This simple habit brings clarity to your financial choices. Mastering money also means knowing the difference between assets and liabilities. Every dollar you spend should either sustain your ability to earn more or enhance your capacity to serve. This mindset naturally builds wealth, not just consumption. The goal isn't to hoard money, but to gain the freedom to be generous. Take calculated risks and make choices based on what's right, not just what you can afford. Epictetus taught that true wealth lies not in vast possessions, but in having few wants. He wasn't just talking about material wealth, but richness of spirit. When you stop letting every passing thought dominate your mind, you gain immense peace and focus. You wouldn't let a stranger rearrange your home. So why let random thoughts disrupt your mental space? A single negative thought can derail your day if you give it power. The Stoics developed a practice called proseuche, constant attention to the present moment, vigilantly guarding which thoughts enter your mind. It's not meditation, it's being the gatekeeper of your mental world. Try this life-changing habit. For the next week, when you catch yourself spiraling into negative thoughts, pause and ask, does this thought help or harm me? Does it move me closer to who I want to be? If not, replace it with a more constructive one. Mastering your mind isn't about blind optimism or ignoring problems. It's about choosing thoughts that build you up rather than tear you down. Instead of, this is awful, I'm helpless, think, this is tough. But what's the best way to handle it? The situation doesn't change, but your mental experience does. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." He couldn't control Rome's enemies or politics, but he ruled his mind. And that made all the difference. Your mind tells stories about what events mean. Someone doesn't smile, and you assume rejection, traffic jams, and you fear disaster. A boss calls a meeting, and you brace for trouble. But you can rewrite these stories. Maybe they're distracted. Traffic is a chance to practice patience, or the meeting brings good news. The Stoics called this the discipline of judgment, separating facts from the stories you tell yourself. It's raining fact. This rain ruins my day story. When you master this distinction, you become unshakable, because your emotions no longer hinge on external events. Try this now. Think of something stressing you out. Separate the raw facts from the narrative you've built around them. You'll be shocked to find most stress comes from the story, not the reality. Your mind is a powerful tool when you guide it toward solutions. Instead of letting your mind run wild with worry, give it a clear task. What's the best way to handle this? Your brain thrives on challenges when directed properly. You're not just thinking, you're architecting your mental world with every choice you make. Affirm this to reclaim your power. I am the architect of my mind. Every thought you entertain either builds or dismantles the person you're becoming. You're shaping yourself moment by moment. And that's where your true strength lies. Number 5. The ripple effect of mastery. When you start controlling these 4 pillars: words, emotions, money, mind, they don't just change individually, they transform your entire life. Like tuning a guitar. When one string is right, the others resonate better too. Master your words, and people seek you out for your wisdom and clarity. Master your emotions, and you become a calm anchor others rely on in chaos. Master your money, and you gain freedom to live by values, not survival. Master your mind, and you see opportunities where others see obstacles. The real magic happens in the space between these pillars. Take Sarah, a single mom from my workshop last year, overwhelmed by debt, snapping at her kids, and trapped in negative thoughts. She was losing sleep, but Stoic principles changed everything for her. 6 months later, Sarah's message moved me to tears. She paid off her credit card debt and started a small business. Her relationship with her kids transformed as she spoke with love, not stress. Most importantly, she felt like herself again, calm, confident, and in control. Stoic wisdom creates an upward spiral. Each small win in one area, like resisting an angry outburst, builds confidence to tackle another. Like curbing an impulse buy. These victories compound, making every challenge easier to face with time. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit." The Stoics took this further. Mastering these 4 areas creates a powerful resonance. Each day you practice makes that day better, and every day after easier. Reflect on who you were 6 months ago. What challenges held you back? Now imagine who you could become in the next 6 months by applying these principles daily. The gap between your current and future self is smaller than you think, built through small, intentional choices. You don't need to master all 4 pillars at once. Trying to do so often leads to frustration. Instead, pick one that resonates most and focus on it for 30 days. Progress in that area will naturally lift the others, creating a ripple effect of growth. The Stoics believed in sympathia, the interconnectedness of all things. Your inner mastery doesn't just benefit you, it uplifts everyone around you. Better words reduce conflict. Controlled emotions create peace. Wise spending sets an example, and a clear mind inspires solutions. The deepest impact of mastery is how it changes your view of challenges. Instead of feeling like a victim, you see every difficulty as a chance to practice. A tough conversation hones your words. A stressful moment tests your emotions. A financial choice sharpens your wisdom. This shift from victim to practitioner transforms how you experience life. Every challenge becomes a training ground for strength. Comment below if you're ready to turn obstacles into opportunities. Every challenge makes me stronger. We began with Epictetus, who rose from slavery to become a teacher of freedom. His secret wasn't changing his circumstances, but mastering himself within them. Today, you face the same choice he did to live with intention and claim your inner power. Your words, emotions, money, and mind aren't separate. They're interconnected pillars that either support or weaken your growth. True freedom isn't about endless choices, but about consistently choosing wisely every single day. What I want you to hold on to most is this: you don't need to be perfect, just purposeful. Each time you pause before speaking, you train your words. Each time you choose your response to a tough emotion, you build resilience. Each mindful choice shapes your future. The ancient Stoics faced wars, plagues, and personal tragedies, yet they found unshakable strength by mastering these four pillars. That same strength is within your reach, waiting for you to claim it through daily practice and commitment. Your transformation starts with one decision: to take responsibility for your inner world. Not because life is fair, it isn't. Not because it's easy, it won't be. But because you deserve to own your experience, not be a victim of circumstance. In 6 months, you could be the same person, wrestling with the same struggles, or you could be someone who's learned to navigate life with wisdom and strength. The choice is yours, and the moment to decide is now. Epictetus reminds us, no one can hurt you unless you let them. Today, you can revoke that permission. You can shift from reacting to responding, from chaos to control, from feeling trapped to embracing freedom. The four pillars: words, emotions, money, mind are ready for you to claim as your foundation for growth. Your future self is waiting, cheering you on to take that first step. Somewhere in eternity, the ancient Stoics are rooting for you too. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Start now, and build the life you're meant to live with every choice. If this message resonates, hit like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Write your commitment in the comments and subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. Your journey to mastery begins right now. Declare it with conviction. Affirm this in the comments today. I choose mastery over mediocrity, intention over reaction, and freedom over bondage to circumstance. Let this be your rallying cry as you step into a life of purpose and strength. Placeholder: no subtitle content provided. Suggested: your journey starts. Now embrace the Stoic path to master your words, emotions, money, and mind, and live with unshakable freedom. Placeholder: no subtitle content provided. Suggested: your journey starts. Now embrace the Stoic path to master your words, emotions, money, and mind, and live with unshakable freedom.